Okay, here's one about one of my favorite features and the musician that scored the movie. The movie is Harold and Maude, and the artist is Cat Stevens. Well, the musician is Cat Stevens. Okay, um, when I was real little, I watched a lot of PBS because some places I was at didn't have cable, and PBS had some really interesting stuff on it. So I saw Harold and Maude when I was very, very, very young, and I didn't quite understand it on PBS. And I held that with me because that old lady made me laugh a lot. Now, Cat Stevens is a different story. I used to brood in my parents' basement when they weren't home and there was nothing to do and they took all my stuff away and didn't think I knew things. There was a busted stereo down there, and I found the instructions and I fucking fixed it. And there was no speakers, but I had a pair of headphones that I duct taped together because my stepfather tore them apart. Anyway, so Cat Stevens, Tea for the Tillerman is my favorite album by Cat Stevens, and there's a song on there called Father and Son. Should listen to that. Um, those are not the lyrics that are into the description, but I'll put a link to Father and Son in the comments. Okay. Now, in my blog is a story called The First Time I Saw Harold and Maude, and it's also like running away in the New Jersey Transit buses and how horrible they are. I'll put a link to that in the comments as well. Okay. The first time I saw the movie was this older fella in Blackwood, New Jersey that we will call Mr. Mike. Now, Mr. Mike, he had basically pure intentions, but he went about it the wrong way. And he invited me to stay a while and watch a movie with him. And that movie was Harold and Maude. And it's a very profound movie with a big message. And it's about a woman who's 81 years old and at the end of her life, and this young boy that's really fixated with death. Um, and their interactions when they meet and they fall in love, and she teaches him all this life lessons, and he finally wants to live. Now, Mr. Mike felt himself to be Maud, and he thought I was his Harold. And the second person who wanted me to watch this movie, we will call Mr. L. And I met him through a bunch of philosophy and religious and occult message boards. Um, all right, one, but it's of that vein. I read a lot. I told you I interact a lot. I like to learn things. Um, so Mr. L and I, we had a strange friendship and a long phone relationship, and we shared a lot of things back and forth. And he was like, "You should watch this movie," because I guess he was another one that identified as Maud to my Harold, because I've always been kind of broody, man. I'm fixated on death. I write a lot about death, um, and I think a lot about death. So anyway, he also suggested another movie called My First Mister, which is kind of a reverse gender Harold and Maude. It's an older man and a little goth girl with a lot of problems. That's a great movie too. Find My First Mister. So we're up to two movie recommendations and some music. Okay. The third fella was Mr. San Diego guy, and he was nutty, 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 and he thought that he was Harold and I was Maud. You know, I'm here at the end of my life because I was in a dark place when I met that fella, and I let him pull me into a lot of bad things. Um, and there was a fourth fella, but I believe that was a sock puppet of Mr. San Diego guy, and he was weird, 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 weird. Showed me gross, ugly jewelry he made, and that gets under my skin. Okay, so I already explained what the movie means, and I think that you should really watch it. Um, and I'm not Harold, and I'm not Maude. I'm a comet, and I don't really know what I am just yet, but we're working on that, and we're getting there. And I hope that you guys are working on you and getting where you want to be in life, where you really, really want to be. I love you. Peace out. Listen to some music, watch some movies, have a good Sunday. You guys are everything to yourselves and to me.